Leave you laid out on the floor, try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Saying that you're the best, you gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy, is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports.
What's good? Shout out to the House Chat and MF and Game. A-Side official, no negotiation needed, period. You already know WCS back in the building. Salute to everyone that's on deck. I see Mike in the building. What's good? Everyone else that's inbound, just hit the like button. You already know what it is. So let's get down to the hot topics at hand. I want to address what's been popping off about one fighter. So we're gonna do a little history. We're gonna roll this back just a little bit to 2024. Y'all remember not too long ago when it was around August, September, time frame, October. I mean, you can check the catalog. I spoke on it. How individuals was pretty much focused on Shakur Stevenson. I don't think y'all remember, huh? Shakur Stevenson, 22-0, 10 knockouts. His last fight was July 2024. He fought Artem, right? In Newark, New Jersey. The focus is on Shakur Stevenson because people were saying he was a boring fighter, and people was walking out of the arena and so forth. They wasn't too enthusiastic as boxing aficionados to see Shakur go in there and basically move his feet, but his hands was in a defensive position. They just felt like he didn't perform up to the standards for which they expect him to. Okay? The reason why I'm speaking on that, because they was slamming Shakur Stevenson. You couldn't even go anywhere without someone saying something negative about Shakur Stevenson, bro. That was just last year. After his fight, August, September, they was all in on Shakur Stevenson. Y'all remember? Y'all absolutely remember. You all remember. It was strictly about Shakur Stevenson. Am I right or wrong? It was strictly about Shakur Stevenson. Right or wrong? It was strictly about Shakur Stevenson. The reason why, once again, I'm bringing up his name because, as I repeat, 2024 was strictly about Shakur Stevenson's performance against Artem. Tank Davis, people was just waiting. He was in the shadows. People was just waiting to see if he was going to even have a fight. So he was just out of sight, out of mind. Now, granted, check it. Granted, Shakur Stevenson, I'm sounding like a cassette tape and somebody keep hitting rewind. It was all about Shakur Stevenson after his fight last year in July, about how he lacked the star power or showmanship as a boxer. I mean, they was ripping him apart. And Shakur was like, F them. Terrence Crawford told him, hey, F them. Don't worry about them. Do your thing, little bro. Y'all remember, right? I mean, Bud Crawford told him all the criticism he was getting, don't worry about it. You'll be okay. They'll never appreciate what you got going on. It was all about Shakur Stevenson. I repeat, It was all about Stevenson. The criticism was all about Shakur Stevenson. Am I right or wrong? I'm trying to get this through to people because now we have switched up in 2025 at the end of 24 to 25. You remember when Shakur sent this post out here talking about the YouTubers, how they make up stories, their lies and all that. You all was on Stevenson's neck, back, shoulders, quads, hams, calves, ankles. You know what I'm saying? Y'all was beating this man down with criticism. Yes, you all. This man came out with posts, you know what I'm saying? And Terrence Crawford even told him, hey, don't worry about it, man. That's when Shakur came up and said, what? F the fans. What did he say? F the fans. So, peep this out. Then word had that he was going to fight Joe Cordina, a fighter who I actually listened to people try to hype up and say, hey, man, he's a good quality fighter. He was coming up a division. They was trying to hype it up. They was trying to hype it up. In the process, they was asking why he ain't fighting Gervonta Davis. Why we ain't getting that fight? But Joe Cordina was supposed to move up from 130 pounds and take the fight. People were shredding him, talking about why in the heck, who wants to see Cordina? Right? So you have to ask yourself, okay, year after year after year, there's always a fight that the fight fans don't agree with. Depending on your popularity status, people tend to invest a certain amount of time into you. Now, hopefully for you, that time is positive time. But unfortunately, in this era that we live in, is negative. 2024, after the Artem fight, they was ripping Shakur Stevenson apart, I repeat. Now, all of a sudden, it's Tank's turn. Wasn't y'all the same individuals who was trying to get Shakur Stevenson to fight Tank Davis? Tank Davis to fight Shakur Stevenson? It was back and forth. Y'all was talking about, oh man, let's see these two fight. This is who we need to fight. This is who we need to fight. So when he didn't give you the performance appraising value that you wanted, you excoriated the man in the media and called him every name in the book because he's just not going in there and giving you what you want. So when he dropped out of the Cordina fight and he had to get hand surgery, that allowed people to relax on Shakur Stevenson because he was there getting hand surgery. He posted, the x-rays or whatever, just like Charlo did. He let people know, hey, I seriously got an injury. Then all of a sudden they redirect and convert their attention to Tank Davis. Now, before, it was them wondering if Shakur Stevenson and Tank Davis is going to fight. Found out that wasn't happening because Shakur is going to have hand surgery. So they convert their attention to Tank Davis on who he's fighting next. Okay? We know it wasn't going to be Shakur Stevenson. I keep repeating myself. You have to do that to where I'm going with this, right? And then we found out it was going to be Lamont Roach, 130-pound champion. All right, this is not the first time. There's a triangle into this. You know what I'm saying? It's a hypotenuse that's into this. Hector Luis Garcia had fought Tank. You know what I'm saying? He had the leverage and momentum coming off his win over Chris Colbert, which a lot of people was hyping up at the time and felt that the fight was going to go a little bit different than what they expected, but it didn't. So once Hector Luis Garcia beat Chris Colbert, he moved up there and he was stopped by Tank. He has since moved back down to the division. He ran into Lamont Roach. Well, Lamont Roach ended up defeating him and picking up the strap. Okay, now Lamont Roach around the DC area, this is footprint. He was announced that he was gonna face Gervonta Davis. So there's a push to say, why is he fighting Gervonta Davis? And this is where the hot grease comes into play, right? So you have individuals that's concerned about why he's facing Lamont Roach when there are fighters out here who face fighters, and we really don't know why they face those fighters. But yet, if it's a reason that the opposition that they're going in there to fight is worthy of them supporting them, other than the fighter that they hate, they would do so. They would absolutely do so. People feeling some type of way about Tank Davis selecting a 130-pound champion to fight. When I don't have any breaking news for you, I got the reality. 135-pound division has known who Tank Davis is for quite some time. They have known who this guy was for quite some time. Like I mentioned before, when they had mentioned the roster of the Four Kings and all these guys that was down there previously, Tank was down there. He was the Reggie Belt holder. Okay? This guy who they praise so much in Lomachenko, why isn't there talk as to why moves couldn't have been made for him to get the fight? See, when y'all criticize Tank Davis for not fighting Lomachenko back in the day, all I hear is he was scared. But when it comes down to the moves Lomachenko does by winning the WBC belt from a vacant WBC belt at 135, then having Devin Haney as a possibility with his WBC belt, who Devin Haney wasn't the mandatory, but he was right there. Okay, he was right there. But Lomachenko decided to petition for the franchise belt. Once again, Lomachenko decided to petition for the franchise belt once again. And then once he got that agreement from Mauricio Suleiman, he went on vacation. Real talk. He went on vacation. So Devin being the interim, and then he's elevated to the WBC, and then Loma becomes the interim, the franchise WBC champion, and that's still fresh in its fetal stages, right? Because we all know who the first franchise champion was. That was Canelo Alvarez. You know why he petitioned it at 160? Relieve him of duties. That's what the franchise belt was. It was a pass to relieve you of duties. It relieved Lomachenko of duties to potentially face Devin Haney when he won the WBC belt. Once again, I repeat, Devin was not the mandatory. He wasn't contractually there for the mandatory, but he would have been in line to get the fight with Lomachenko. But boxing had other plans. When you say that Tank didn't want to fight Lomachenko and it was just him being scared, I disagree. Because Lomachenko had proven that he can lose. When he had those several fights over there in the World Boxing Series and decided to come over here and now record his professional bouts, and in his second, when they was trying to tiptoe in here and be the only boxer to pretty much win a championship in the least amount of fights in the second professional fight, it didn't work out that way. He failed. But that just goes to show you how certain fighters like Lomachenko can be put in a situation, a conversation like with Gervonta Davis, when he plotted and schemed competing in the World Boxing Series and didn't even want his fights recorded. Who's scamming who? Y'all busy up here whining and talking about what Tank isn't doing in the division, but y'all don't say shit about Lomachenko. Y'all still act like he has some freaking censorship, some type of power over y'all. This man came in here his second pro fight and got beat. He ended up getting beat in his second pro fight. But y'all still talking about Tank didn't want to fight Lomachenko back then. What was he doing that was so special? I mean, last time I checked, Tank undefeated. He didn't lose in his second pro fight. I didn't hear of Tank going over there to the World Boxing Series and having several fights and then trying to come over here, him and his team, and say, now we want our fights to be recorded on BoxRec, if that's okay. He had the golden carpet, not the red. He had the golden carpet from the Olympics. Boy, them two headlights he had, them two gold headlights, they was on high beams. He could do no wrong. They allowed that man to have fights that should have been on his BoxRec. Because they weren't sure he was going to come over here and really get it done. And just when they thought they had everything figured out, he loses to Orlando Salido. Let me take a little moment to go over here right quick. All right. Let me go on this article right quick over boxerscene.com about your Gervonta Davis versus Lamont Roach is a hard pill to swallow. Now, lately, Tank has been getting a lot of criticism, as I'm talking about, right? And also, there's been another layer add on it when just last year, August, September, it was all about Stevenson. But now in 25, not only are they criticizing Tank for fighting Lamont Roach, but now they want to talk about all this emasculating, homoerotic, gay stuff. And unfortunately, it's too many content creators on here that's always putting these black fighters in dresses. I would like to address you. What is going on? Do y'all not talk about women anymore? They do exist. There were some fine ones out there too. Maybe you should go to a strip club. You know what I'm saying? Reset your mind off the YouTube and go in there and look at some women butt naked and say, you know what? WCS was right. I am on there talking too much about men in dresses. For you guys to consistently put men in dresses, in my opinion, it seems like it's an internal fantasy that you have, something that you choose to keep close to you, something that you are enamored with. I mean, it seems like that's your own private oasis when it comes to you having your OnlyFans. Yeah, you get guys into your space, you create these thumbnails, and when you're not on live stream, you're busy up there enlarging it, enhancing it, editing, Photoshop, adding your own little flavor. I can't imagine what some of you guys have on your hard drives when it comes to these fighters. I want to ask the question, why do you focus so much on putting black fighters in dresses? It was once upon a time how they talked about comedians and black male actors being put in dresses. Then now you look on YouTube, you always see in Photoshops of primarily black content creators putting black fighters in dress. Anything and everything a black fighter does that a non-black fighter would do, Hispanic, white, Russian, you know what I'm saying? Let's go with the Brits. Anybody, if they're being over friendly or doing something they're customarily used to doing in their country, you say, oh, that's their culture. But if blacks show too much attention and respect to one another, it's dick riding, it's ass kissing, right? It's gay stuff. You come up with all these insults to say it's all about being, oh man, so-and-so is zesty. They this. You have all these names. Listen to the videos, y'all. Listen to the videos. Now, I could have really came in here super hot today, dropping names and everything. I'm not in a space right now to put out headstones because it wasn't directed at me. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't. I got to stay on code. I got to go by code enforcement. But I heard so much being said about a content creator who I myself, I don't really rock with him. But I guess the man was in a moment where he sent out his feelings on a certain point and what he was thinking about Javante Davis, probably, and how, you know, he's been seeing the backlash and the criticism that Tank's been given. You know what I'm saying? So he put out what he put out. Listen, I never seen so much consistency when it comes to black content creators going in on this guy saying he's a homosexual, he's gay, attaching that to Tank Davis, and going through when I guess he has some moments out there that they consider to be suspect. I see this often on here, and I can't, for the life of me, I really can't understand why they are focused so heavily on putting males in dresses, lipstick, wigs on their head. That tells me that you are in love with what you are performing in the closet, out the closet, and it's just a telltale sign that you want people more and more to embrace how you are. A lot of you dudes out here are the sissies. You're a straight up soft ass sissy, man. The only way that you feel you can get through to another black man is to put him in a dress or say some gay remarks. I never seen or heard so much where the first thing a guy want to say when he's ran out of his vocab, or he doesn't have the creativity to go at another man without saying some gay shit, it goes down always. Look, God bless y'all with your own package, right? From what I understand, you have a tool that God bless you with that identifies you, gender specific, as having one of those tools to go take a piss with, right? So therefore, why do you not use it in what you are attracted to outside of this YTC? If you like women, why don't you talk more about the women? Or the women that you like look more like males? And you don't care about doing the Adam's apple check because that's the type of fruit you like. I think a lot of you love apples. It's no way that you would be talking about putting a man in a dress all the damn time just because you're mad at him. You call yourself a boxing fan, but it seems like you boxing your demons instead. It seems like a lot of you cats are really dressing different off camera. And then when you go on here, the way that you can fight those demons and try to put on a facade in front of the people is grab another fighter and take them through your fantasy. That's fucked up. That's some dirty ass shit. You know what I'm saying? Now Tank, all of a sudden, who they wasn't even talking about August and September, in October, really, all of October, all of a sudden is homosexual, homoerotic. All these emasculizing freaking insults. It has to be more the boxing media when you don't like a fighter. Why y'all didn't put Errol Spence in a dress? Y'all are very selective on the type of men that you want to put in a dress and use that gay stamp. And it's only a matter of time before one of you all gets sued and made an example out of for thinking it's so easy to place this gay cloud over these fighters' head, all because you don't like them. And I don't see you doing that to the Latino fighters, the white fighters. I don't see you doing it. Why is it so easily default to say, here's another black fighter we can put in a dress? Yeah, he has ink on him. He's light skinned. You know what I'm saying? A picture was out there where he had his head down. Any guy who freaking get braids know you got to take your hair down. You got to have it shampooed, blown out. I don't say pause at the end of my shit. It's you soft niggas out there that's always got to think, oh, what is considered normal English, their thought process isn't normal unless they off camera. They always got to say no Diddy and pause after every shit. Why are you thinking such? You know, goddamn it, when you have braids, those of you that had them, you got to get your shit shampooed and all that. So to see a guy up there with his hair in a ponytail, imagine if he would have had his hair down, just chilling after it was straightened out or whatever, in order for him to get it braided. Y'all would have said, "Oh, look at that. That's real zesty. That's gay right there." Like y'all ain't never had your hair done. If you wore braids, you know how it works. You just don't take the braids out and put the braids in. You go through a whole process that you're not willing to put on a step by step to put on here on social media so people can see. Let's get to this article right quick. People have problems with his fight with Lamont Roach, right? Gervonta Tank Davis pushed for Vasily Lomachenko and engaged with Shakur Stevenson. And when those plans went astray, he is now finalizing a deal with junior lightweight title holder Lamont Roach. Baltimore's Davis today confirmed the contest would take place in Houston, with December named as a date. Now, of course, you have to look at the time and everything that this was written. I'm just taking you through a little time travel. It's been reported that December 14th is the focus for the pay-per-view defense of the WBA lightweight title. This is December, y'all, and we know things have since changed. The 29-year-old Roach, 25-1-1, 10 knockouts, is coming off an 8-round TKO of McCrory on June 28th on ProBox. Main event from his hometown, Washington, D.C. Roach became champion by virtue of his November 2023 split decision triumph over Hector Luis Garcia. All right? Roach has been a solid fighter, but he hasn't been at the level of notoriety to be in a fight like this. I don't think this is a fight that should go on pay-per-view, said Malignaggi, a former welterweight champion. If Roach had been a bona fide champion who made 5-6 title defenses, this is Malignaggi. Now you have to think to yourself, how many champions have you came in contact with that has won a championship and had 5 to 6 title defenses? Huh, Paulie? I'm curious, Paulie, before Adrian Broner took your championship, did you defend your title 5 or 6 times? I'm curious. What is this 5 or 6 times? When Hector Luis Garcia was facing Tank, you all was up there talking about, oh man, Hector Luis, he's got good size on him. He's bigger than Tank. That's the whole norm. He's bigger than Tank. He's bigger than Tank. I didn't hear nobody talking about Hector Garcia should defend his title 5 or 6 times. All they was talking about is how he made Chris Colbert look. That's all. It said, instead, Malignaggi said, the bout represents a cement your brand kind of thing. Keep Davis winning so he can look like a winner. But people want to see more. All of a sudden, people want to see more from Tank Davis. Just several months ago, they wasn't even saying shit about Tank. That's not all Davis' fault. The 29-year-old expressed willingness to fight veteran 3-division champion Lomachenko, only to see the Ukrainian announce he wanted to be with his family as his war-torn country confronts this war with Russia this year. Now. That's where I conclude that. Because guess what, y'all? Isn't that a period where they celebrated Lomachenko going over there to the war? You know what I'm saying? That was the time that he was going to fight Kambosos. But Devin Haney was able to slide into that slot, right? And fight Kambosos twice, right? So after Devin ran it up 2-0 and completed the Aussie double, well, better yet, let me get up out of here and let me show you something. Let's go right here, a quick little stroll to Vasily Lomachenko's box rec. That's him. 18 victories, 3 defeats, 12 knockouts. Let's go down here to Devin Haney. So in May of 2023, Lomachenko fought Devin Haney, 29-0, undefeated lightweight champion. He went the distance in a losing effort. Yes, it was a close fight, but he went the distance in a losing effort. Let's go down. Let's moonwalk back a little bit. He has wins over Jermaine Ortiz before that, right? Right? Richard Comey, the same Richard Comey who Teofimo Lopez fought earlier, a younger Richard Comey, and he knocked out in 2 rounds. But Lomachenko fought an older Richard Comey, and he went the distance. Yes, Comey was down in round 7, and Lomachenko was over there being all theatrical. Hey, stop the fight. Stop the fight. Masayoshi Nakatani, yes, the same Masayoshi Nakatani who Teofimo Lopez beat when Masayoshi Nakatani was 18-0. Sure did. Then, let's not forget, he fought these common opponents, Richard Comey and Masayoshi Nakatani, after he lost to Teofimo Lopez. You know why? Because his plans was to fight Teofimo Lopez in a rematch, because he was too arrogant to put a rematch clause in there the first time they fought. So after he lost to Teofimo Lopez, he went in there and fought 2 common opponents of Teofimo Lopez. Imagine that. Let's go back a little bit more. The Luke Campbell situation. Very interesting. Look at this down here. Look at this right here. For the WBC light vacant title, right? He beats Luke Campbell for the WBC lightweight title. Look, check this out. August 2019, he comes back and fight Teofimo Lopez, October 2020, post-pandemic. After he beat Luke Campbell, he told Mauricio Sulaiman he was going on vacay. And you're probably saying to yourself, what does this have to do with Tank? They keep saying that Tank was running for Lomachenko earlier. Tank didn't want none of Lomachenko. He was just this killer. He went the distance with Luke Campbell. I see UDs. He went the distance with Teofimo Lopez. Okay, let's go on down. Anthony Crolla. Okay, he was supposed to get a knockout for Jose Pedraza. Hey, Jose. Imagine this. Let's go and identify Jose Pedraza. Is that the same one who fought Tank 25-1? Let's go over here right quick. We don't need to see that. We don't need to see that. But I want you to have a good look. 29-6-1, had over 36 bouts, 14 knockouts. Okay, and only been stopped twice. Who was the first one to stop him? And shout out to Pedraza. Who's the first one to stop him? Okay, let's go find out. Let's go all the way back to his inception when he's made his debut. Okay, Felix Rivera. Let's go all the way up. Who was the first one to stop him? Gervonta Davis. When did he stop him? Round 12. Y'all understand? He stopped Jose Pedraza in round 12. When did Vasily Lomachenko, this killer that Tank is supposed to be scared of, when did he fight Jose Pedraza? So Tank fought him in January 2017, and Vasily Lomachenko fought him December 2018. Vasily Lomachenko went to a unanimous decision. How? How though? No. How? How did Vasily Lomachenko, the killer, the one that was knocking everybody out, how did he go the distance with Lomachenko though? That's puzzling to me how he did that. But Pedraza, at the end of the day, he went the distance with Lomachenko. Let's go on down to this guy right here. Jorge Linares. We're talking about Lomachenko, the one that they're trying to use as a blanket of boxing discussion to validate why Tank Davis needs to do more. You know what I'm saying? The one who said, I think he pissed a lot of people off. He said, hey, I don't need to go over there to Riyadh season. I'm making that kind of money here. Yeah, I kind of agree with what Tank said, but things are getting a little tighter. He might need to make some adjustments, but he wasn't wrong. Jorge Linares. So Jorge Linares, once again, this is Vasily Lomachenko, right? The killer. Jorge Linares was coming off being stopped 3 times already. 3 times. 3 times. And he was able to drop Lomachenko in the 6th round. And then Lomachenko stopped him in the 10th. But this is the guy that Tank is supposed to be scared of. A fighter who had a common opponent in Pedraza who went the distance. But Jorge Linares had already been stopped 3 times. So what was so special about that? We all know what happened with Rigondeaux, right? How many divisions Rigondeaux move up to face Lomachenko? Do he get credit for this? Nah, he don't get credit for that. Lomachenko don't get credit for fighting that little guy. He don't get credit for that now. You know what I'm saying? Lomachenko stopped because he hurt his hand. Moving on to the next. Mariaga stopped him in the 7th. Do you remember who he is? Jason Sosa, Nicholas Waters. He fought Nicholas Waters at 26-0. Ooh-wee. You know what I'm saying? Give him a little bit of credit for that. What about Ramon Martinez? Right? What about that? Do y'all remember who he is? He stopped him in 5 rounds. So all these little fights that he had to start climbing the ladder in his career, the Gary Russell Jr.'s, Tatakam, Rodriguez, this guy Romulo, Martinez, do y'all remember them? No, you don't. You just remember the ones that matter. But I'm trying to find out within his resume, where was Tank supposed to begin his track practice at? Look up here, y'all. This man has 12 freaking knockouts. He lost to Teofimo Lopez, who had came into the fight with 14 victories. Teofimo Lopez came into the fight, with 15 victories. He came into the fight with 15 victories, bro. 15 victories. And he couldn't knock out Teofimo Lopez. He couldn't beat T.O. convincingly. This was back in the pandemic. This was 5 freaking years damn near. Where was Tank supposed to fit into this? Where was all the fear factor? Where was all the scarcity? I'm trying to find out, where did Tank was supposed to put his hand over his eyes and be fearful of this guy that y'all sit up here and kiss his ass all the time. This guy went to war, came back. He fought Devin Haney, and all of a sudden he gets the IBF championship fighting a guy who had already lost several times to Devin Haney. He gets the IBF title and then goes on vacation again. Say, hey, I want to go spend time with my family. I'll be back when I get back. Where in this resume can y'all tell me? Because Lomachenko, his desires was to face Teofimo Lopez if Tio kept his belts. That's why he has 2 common opponents, Nakatani and Richard Comey. He was really trying to, think about what he did by not putting a rematch clause, not giving a damn. And not only that, once he lost to Teofimo Lopez, what they do? They put up a picture. He had shoulder surgery and he wasn't 100%. Why you take the fight then? If you had shoulder surgery, why you didn't take the fight? Because I remember when Tank said he hurt his hand against Isaac Cruz, and y'all didn't want to give that man no love to say he was damn telling the truth. But Lomachenko put a picture up after he lost to Tio and lost his belts, and they say, see, he wasn't 100%. He wasn't 100% there, WCS. Show him a pass. Give him a pass, WCS. And I say, no, I'm unable to do such because there's no reason he deserves a pass because he's been given passes since he made his debut to BoxRec, not professional boxing, BoxRec. Because this guy fought in the World Boxing Series several fights before he even decided to have it registered on his boxing ledger. They wasn't confident. No one's going to tell me that Lomachenko has this, out of this world, astrological freaking resume. Come on. What was Tank supposed to be scared of in here? Who? Tell me who. Who was he supposed to be scared of? He had already knocked out Pedraza. And Lomachenko went 12 rounds with him back in 2018. When was Tank supposed to be on eggshells, hiding behind corners and shit, saying, "Oh, I'm scared of the boogeyman, freaking Lomachenko. I want to retire. I want to retire today." Somebody explain that to me. When? I'm searching desperately. I'm looking for a discovery. That's all I need, is a discovery for you to help me situate and organize the evidence. Where was Lomachenko that y'all say that Tank waited to now to fight an old Lomachenko? Where in the hell was this dude a killer? He lost to Salido. If this dude was a killer, he would have got through the headbutts and everything else. Where was he a killer? He was fighting for a vacant title in his second pro win. They selected to fight for a title shot. Where was the killer? Salido, split decision. Gary Russell, majority decision. Surya, UD. Where was the killer? This dude was over there in the Olympics fighting little boys. And now all of a sudden, we get his freaking parade of cheerleaders that's up here saying, why does Tank want to fight him now? And he's too old. He should have fallen back then when he was, fighting common opponents of Teofimo Lopez. And he was going the distance with these fighters that we have no idea of their popularity percentage. We don't know anything about this. We just know somewhere in there, he was said to be a monster. I know y'all weren't talking about Rigondeaux, a fighter who came up multiple divisions to fight Lomachenko, who nobody talk about. Oh man, they wasn't talking that Crawford talk. Let's go visit Rigondeaux right quick while we at it. Shout out to Rigondeaux, 23-3, 16 coming by way of knockout from Cuba. Let's go down here to Lomachenko. Okay, let's go right here, June 17, 2017. What was that again? So you trying to tell me Lomachenko entertained a fighter from a lower division to come up and fight him in a championship? Is that what y'all saying? This is who Tank is supposed to be scared of, but y'all criticizing him for doing the exact same thing that y'all was up here hopping up and down because he was about to fight Rigondeaux? Y'all saying, was this not for a championship fight? A WBO championship fight that Rigondeaux moved up to face Lomachenko. Are you trying to tell me Super Bantam, Super Bantam, featherweight, junior lightweight? Are you trying to tell me he went from super bantamweight to junior light divisions to face Lomachenko for a championship fight, but yet Tank Davis is scared. This is back in 2017, y'all. Tank Davis is supposed to be scared of this guy? And what and when? I'm still searching. I just had to put that up there because something ain't adding up, goddammit. Something is not adding up. Numbers ain't lying. That was super bantamweight all the way up to junior lightweight. Something just ain't right. Because y'all are saying that Tank was running from Lomachenko, who y'all kiss his ass every time his name pop up. This man was sitting on the pound for pound list with no fucking titles, and y'all up here bitching out for him because y'all in love for whatever reason his friendship is to Alexander Usyk. The man don't even have to earn shit no more. Y'all busy up there massaging his shoulders, rubbing his earlobes and shit, putting on some oil on his brow, fixing his hair. Hey, do you want a foot massage today, Your Highness? Them gold medals, you're royalty to us. Gold, gold, gold. Where was Lomachenko supposed to be a killer? If y'all can't tell me, then shut the fuck up talking about Tank was goddamn running from Lomachenko all because of Floyd said, hey, we want to fight Lomachenko. Where was Tank supposed to be scared? Like, it seems like I'm not getting the fear factor here, goddammit. Maybe I should call Joe Rogan on this shit. Where am I supposed to get the fear factor that Tank would have been scared? He came in 2013 when he started registering his fights, right? Who, along, where, when, and how was Tank supposed to fit into this warpath that Lomachenko was on? That he was scared that Lomachenko was going to use his dancing ability. And when his father put him in the class, and he was going to do the two-step, the electric slide, you know what I'm saying? The Dougie, the running man. And he was supposed to go in there and dominate Tank. Which fight would you put him around? What fight on his resume you seeing would you put Tank in there when Lomachenko was considered to be in his prime? Where was Tank in his competitive edge at in this resume, y'all? What you niggas talking about? Where was Tank supposed to be fearful of? I'm curious, man. Find me a place where I can bookmark and I can start writing a little novel, just a little small, maybe about, let's say 3,026 word count. Write a little novel, a mystery novel. Where was Tank supposed to be scared in Lomachenko's resume that he was this killer? Because goddamn it, if you climb this ladder, look at that guy right there. Shout out to Rigondeaux. Who? Look Rigondeaux. The preposterous behavior. You know what I'm saying? The heinous acts of contradicting that Rigondeaux. Pulling you up from super bantamweight all the way to junior lightweight. But yet, Tank get criticized for fighting Lamont Roche from 130? When these same bitches was on here boosting up Lomachenko, saying, oh man, this is going to be a great fight right here. We love this. Oh yeah, this is on. I don't hear no criticism. Shut your bitch ass up. Talking about somebody fighting a fighter from a lower division when it happens all the time. Mikey Garcia went from 35 to 47. You didn't say a freaking word. Rolly Romero moves from getting knocked out at 35 to a slot up at 40, gets a belt. Rob, you barely even took 24 hours to crucify that man. You probably talked about Rolly Romero like 45 minutes and say, oh, he's not important. I'm moving on. Who else has moved up? Regis Prograis fought Devin Haney from 135. Oh no, Devin Haney, from what we witnessed here in 135, that he rehydrates up to a much larger weight class. But what is he a champion in? What division? Well, he was a previous champion in 135. So it's 135 higher or lower than 140? Sir Pitt, no. Answer my question. Is 135? If you go by the numeric system what we was taught in grade school, it's 135. If you put just a little slash right there and you subtract it from 140, is that equal, a lower, or pretty much, if you was in special ed, higher than 140? It is considered lower. Okay then. That means Regis Prograis fought Devin Haney coming up a division, right? So why the fuck y'all up here talking about Tank? Is he the only one to do this shit? Why y'all didn't say anything to Mario Barrios when Tank moved up from 135 to 140 for the first time, and he fought Mario Barrios, who's a reigning seeded champion at 140? Why y'all weren't saying that? Because it was Tank, right? See, y'all was vasting in the glory to hype up Tank for fighting Mario Barrios because you thought Mario Barrios' height and reach would give Tank a problem. Because every time Tank go up here and fight a fighter that's not his size, like Isak Cruz or shorter, y'all always using the size, the small compact package. Too small. He gonna get knocked out. Where were y'all in protest when Tank moved up? Were y'all protesting Mario Barrios, El Azteca, when he was facing Tank Davis from 35 to 40? Come on, talk to me now. I don't really give you this energy every now and then, but come on, talk to me. Where was this horror show at? Where the fuck was the horror show at? Y'all niggas talking about tattoos and dresses. I'm trying to figure out, where was Tank supposed to be all fearful and scared doing Lomachenko's run? I'm just curious, where? What was it supposed to be? Where? Please, somebody help me out. Where was Tank Davis in this supposed resume that everybody's been talking and hyping up because you gave him the gold carpet? You didn't want to acknowledge that he came over here on some scam and shit. Anyway, he had already boxed in the WBS. Did y'all protest Mario Barrios fighting Tank Davis from 135 to 140? Yes or no? Please. Yes or no? Just help me out with this. Just help me out. That's all. I just need a little bit of help. Because shit ain't adding up. I forget your moral compass. We know that shit has been stepped on a long time ago. We're talking about boxing fans here. Some of the worst combat sports fans in the world. Where was Tank supposed to be scared of Lomachenko's record? Was it Teofimo Lopez? Because he went the distance. He didn't knock Teo out. He only had 15 pro fights. Where was it though? Which fighter? Is it in the first half of his career or the second half of his career? Where was it? He don't get any credit for George Kambosos. Devin Haney has already ran shop over him, stomped on him. He don't get credit for no Kambosos. He had already lost to Devin Haney, who beat Kambosos twice in his backyard. He lost to Devin Haney in a decision. Okay, he won against Jermaine Ortiz. Okay. Richard Comey already had several losses prior to stepping in there. You went the distance with him. You went the distance. Nakatani, Teofimo was the first to erase his O. People, I need your help on the approval process. I need your help in providing evidence. Where was Tank supposed to be extremely regretful for not facing Lomachenko, this so-called a killer? Where was the killer at? Where was he just smashing motherfuckers that we had to take a look and say, huh? Man, nobody should be facing that dude right there. You see them gold headlights? when you see them gold headlights, you need to get out the way. Cause he doesn't have to go by the speed limit. You know what I'm saying? That's a pass. Yeah, when you see them gold headlights and you went to the Olympics twice, and on the second tour you was in there fighting little kids, you get the pass. Real talk. You get that pass, shawty. They show you favoritism. You get the VIP service. You know, one of the things I always said about Lomachenko, just like I said about Joshua, so people can't say it's racist. I always thought Lomachenko was overrated, bro. When I seen him fighting at the World Boxing Series, I said, I don't see what the hype is about. I think he might have did better as a dancer. I'm just saying, every now and then he looked good against said name opponent. But where was Tank Davis? By looking at his resume, where was he supposed to be deficient in courage? When did Tank Davis become the Lion of the Wizard of Oz when it came to hearing Lomachenko's name? I never seen a slot where I can say, you know what, it's this fight right here. Jose Pedraza, Anthony Crolla. Somewhere around there, you know what I'm saying? Being that Tank had already did what he did, yeah, that right there. That might be it, 2018. Because they keep on talking about way back when. Way back when. Tank should have fought Lomachenko. Y'all niggas just be running your fucking lips, bro. Y'all just be talking and just going along with the rhythm. The chorus sounds good. Throw a hook in there and keep on saying the same shit. Where was Tank supposed to fit into this equation that said he was scared of Lomachenko, bro? I don't get it. I see all these decisions where Tank has only went the distance twice. We know who the real killer is. Where was all this at? Oh, it's boxing, WCS. You know that. It's boxing. It's boxing at the end of the day. Lomachenko's footwork, his papa put him in dance class. Well, he should have been a dancer then. He could have been a regular on Dancing with the Stars. Former boxer Vasily Lomachenko takes the stage with Precious. Oh, this is going to be interesting. There's a weight disparity. Go ahead, begin. Where was Tank supposed to be fearful of Lomachenko? If you can't tell me, and it makes sense as to where this killer stood out based off his results, off his resume, and the opponents around that time that potentially would have gave Tank trouble. Tell me where you're going to throw him in Lomachenko's resume and the opponents that Lomachenko fought around that time, and we need to figure out if those opponents would have gave Tank Davis trouble. Because I don't see it, shawty. I don't see the bullshit that y'all talking about. All because he's facing Lamont Roach. Y'all need to shut the hell up saying the same shit that sounds good. You want to be controversial. You want to bring up the same shit. Lomachenko. Just like y'all was doing for Spence Crawford. You want to just keep on bringing up the same tune. The strings have popped on that violin. Put the instrument fucking down. Ain't nobody worried about Lomachenko, bro. Tio fought that man at 15 wins. 15 freaking wins after his pop said, yes, my son's going to be champion in 15 fights. And Lomachenko, he's scared. We're going to beat his ass. Lomachenko's scared. He don't want to fight my son. He don't want to fight my son. That was the Nostradamus back in the day. Lopez Jr. predicted him becoming champion in 15 fights and him beating and becoming unified champion in 16 when he fight Lomachenko. And God damn it, if he didn't get the shit done and T.O. goes on the damn pound for pound list, and you know who had a free pass to squat on the pound for pound list? He was a squatter, y'all. Lomachenko, he was the only one over there with no belt. And you tell me that ain't no sense of entitlement? Lomachenko was the only one holding tenant status on the pound for pound list behind Teofimo Lopez with no belt. And you know why they did it? Because they felt that Teofimo and Lomachenko would have a rematch. So they wanted to keep them relevant by having them being on the pound for pound list, hopefully. But Teo lost the belts. Teo lost the belts. So the whole plan after Kambosos beat Teo was that Kambosos, who act like, you know, this is why I called him Kambozo, because he was going around line acting like he was looking for Gervonta and Devin Haney and freaking Lomachenko. In reality, as I said back then, I said again, he was looking for Lomachenko. Right off the box, I told people that. And sure enough, he was looking for Lomachenko, who ended up going to combat. And then Devin Haney was filled the slot. And he lost twice. And then Lomachenko come back. He lost. That's after him getting a warrior's welcome. I mean, I'm going to tell you, when I went into the combat zone, I didn't have a Louis Vuitton luggage. I didn't have any brand new 2025 Samsonite luggage. You know what I'm saying? With the biometric unlocking mechanism on it. I mean, I didn't see that. I had a sea bag. I don't know what type of, I'm not going to get into that. But anyway, that man came back from a goddamn, the combat zone, like he went over there to shop. He gets to fight with Devin Haney, doesn't get it done. Then he wins some couple fights, and then what happens? He get a common opponent of Teofimo Lopez, Devin Haney, who would I say Devin Haney is still undefeated, right? I can't say the same for Lomachenko. He gets a fight with Kambosos, stops him. Lomachenko stops Kambosos now. Come on now. If that ain't such a fib, he stops Kambosos. And then he says, hey, I'm going on vacation. I'll be back. How? How do you go? How do you come back? Look, they're always talking about Gervonta Davis being out the sport. Look at this. This guy right here. He fought May 12th of 2024. When is he coming off vacation? This man has the IBF and the IBO lightweight title. This man has been out of the game. And nobody's even talking about it. Nobody's even demanding who he's going to fight next. But yet all they talking about is Tank Davis, his tattoos, him having his hair down. What another content creator wrote about him fighting Lamont Roach like no other fighter has had a fighter. No, Lomachenko had Rigondeaux come up 2 divisions. How does that work? Y'all just overlook that? I mean, real talk, help me out, man. Sometimes I need some therapy from individuals who I consider to be somewhat of the same physical structure. I mean, when we was birthed, that is. We are considered to be humans. I need help sometimes. Help me figure it out how it's okay for Lomachenko to bring up Rigondeaux at that time, which y'all said Tank should have fought him. He was this killer. But yet y'all up here bitching and moaning about Lamont Roach being the next opponent for Tank. Tell me how that works, boxing fans. Why are you so bitter? Y'all sour off the wrong shit. Why y'all so mad? Y'all just pick and choose. Oh, it's cold outside. Nigga can't go out there and cut the grass. I'm mad as shit. I'm going to take it out on Tank. Oh, we don't like the Lamont Roach fight. Y'all get 2 black fighters, right? Y'all get 2 black fighters. Look, Lomachenko is 36 years old. I guarantee you, if Tank was fighting Lomachenko and Tank is 30 years old, y'all would be like, oh man, Tank is in serious trouble. Lomachenko, his dad put him in the dance class. His footwork may be problems for Gervonta. Oh, the hand speed, the agility, the elusiveness. Man, he's an offensive genius. His boxing IQ is bar none, top notch in the sport, top 2%. You can never count Lomachenko out. I don't think the Baltimore native has it in him. It's rubbish to think at 36 years old that Gervonta Davis has what it takes. Yeah, they'd be hyping him up. They will be hyping him up. Everybody else is, oh, that's too old. Oh, that's too old. You're fighting God. You're too old. Your legs ain't there anymore. But Lomachenko, his legs never looked. Nah. They give Lomachenko the motherfucking pass, boy. He never get no criticism. Since nobody was able to, let me check the check and see if anyone was able to come up with evidence to help me assist in the discovery process of when Tank was supposed to be in this Running Man, Squid Game, Hunger Games type of freaking point where he was running from Lomachenko. He was running scared from Lomachenko. They call him the Baltimore Running Man. When was this supposed to happen in his resume, yo? Shout out to everybody in the chat. Salute to you. I'm just curious, so when? Y'all need to shut the F up if you can't tell me when in Lomachenko's resume that he was a killer and Tank was supposed to be highly concerned about a dancer. He's her dancer. He's a prancer. He's your dancer. When was he supposed to be scared? I mean, were we supposed to be scared because Tank ain't considered a two-step boogie to the bang bang boogie to beat? Because he ain't out there dancing the Planet Rock? Blunts on deck, Blue Hustle on deck. What's good? What's good? Big Blunts Unboxing on deck. I see you. What's good, man? Honor Brown, salute. I'm trying to get to the evidence on where Tank Davis was supposed to be. Shout out to the Oracle Trick Noti in the building. What's good with it? Bruce, shout out to the OG Bruce Gas, Boxing Gas and more. What's good with it, Bruce? Great live earlier, man, with that wrestling knowledge. Took me back a bit. NYT on deck, man. Yeah, the way they went at Floyd Schofield singing, man, I bet my red blood cells and Fruity Pebbles, they wouldn't say that to his face. Man, that dude would knock 10 years off their life. They keep on bringing up and putting black fighters in dresses. You know, disrespect that black man. They say it takes a village to raise a child, right? But not this village. This is not the village you want your child to be in. And unfortunately, you know, Schofield, Kid Austin, was there with his pops when, you know, people want to ask a question about, you know, your dad being gay. But yet a video come out of him going through a domestic violence situation with a female, and they can't even come back and say, well, it was a female in the picture, but he was doing bad things to her. It was domestic violence. But yet, the way he acts on here, no. Come on now, no apologies, no nothing. Y'all saying, you know, y'all trying to insinuate he liked men, but yeah, he was in the video having a situation, which I don't condone, with a woman. Swat Jones in the building. What's good, man? I never understood that Paul's crap seems suspect to me. Like I say, if you're a man and you cannot carry on a conversation with another man, it deals with you talking about something of anything, size, differential, some heat, temperature, and you got it. Your mind is all, oh man, it's homo, no homo. I mean, come on, bro. You're a grown fucking man. You gotta say pause and no diddy every time you say something. Nigga, that means you go to bed thinking about that shit. Fam, this thing got out of control a long time ago. A few who went too far. Yeah, a few that went too far, and all it takes is somebody to get sued, and then that shit is freaking, it's going down the drain, yo. What's the old saying? You have to love someone before you hate them. One thing for sure, they hating on stuff outside of boxing. That just mean they feeling hurt. Man up in the Shaq voice. Man, true words, man. True words, true words. I agree. I agree. Bill Haney should sue some of these guys to teach them a lesson for the false label and slander and defamation of character. It will stick. These guys need to stop. This been going on for a minute. Well, it's not like suing, you know, when you take a legal action, doesn't exist. We had some freaking content creators on here to get that paperwork sent to them from being on here talking reckless. You know what I'm saying? Andrew Charles on deck. I see you. Jessica in the building. What's good with it, Queen? How you feel? Yeah, man. Quinn knows. Has anybody came up with a portion of Lomachenko's record, the guy that's up there on the screen? Have anyone came up with evidence to say that, as you know, where was Tank supposed to be fighting Lomachenko? What year was he supposed to be his most lethal? When was Lomachenko? What year was it? Before the pandemic or after the pandemic? Did he get his vaccine during the pandemic and it reduced, or it gave him Marvel comic powers? When was this supposed to be? Before the pandemic or after the pandemic? When was Tank supposed to meet this killer? They keep saying that Tank was running from Lomachenko. When and why? I wanna see around where the opponents y'all talking about, what year. I want to see. Based off what performance would Tank say, man, I don't want to fight him right now. Come on, bro. Do y'all think Tank Davis was running from Teofimo Lopez when he fought? Is that it? Is that like the little key? The little Pandora key right there? Was it back in the pandemic where Tank was super, super paranoid and afraid when he fought Teofimo Lopez? It couldn't have been. It couldn't have been. It couldn't have been. Was it coming off that knockdown he gave with Luke Campbell fighting for the vacant WBC? I don't know, man. You know, wasn't Luke Campbell a freaking Olympian or something? Was it the Luke Campbell performance before he petitioned the franchise belt? Was that when Tank was supposed to slide in there and fight Lomachenko due to him being scared? Or was it him coming off the performance of the Anthony Crolla fight, who he stopped in 4 rounds? That might be it right there. That might be it. Anthony Crolla, when he fought Lomachenko, had 6 losses, y'all, and 3 draws. God damn it, that's 9 outside of the freaking professional victories that he got. 6 losses, y'all, and 3 draws. God damn. It might have been Anthony Crolla, y'all. That's when Tank should have slid in there back in 2019, before the pandemic, before he got his vaccination, before he get his goddamn COVID-19 shot. I think that's where Tank could have slid in and fought Lomachenko. I mean, that's when he was at his most dangerous, supposedly. They're trying to replace FBAs as the face of boxing. I don't know what FBAs mean. You're going to have to be a bit more specific. I'm not going through acronyms and I'm not familiar with, big dog. Be more specific. Shout out to Juice Lee in the building. What's good, Mike? Dan Tan on deck. I see you. Hope y'all been doing great. Juice say 2017. Okay, so finally, we got somebody back in 2017, goddammit. 2017. So 2017, Lomachenko fought 3 times. Was it 2017 when he was coming off beating a undefeated Nicholas Waters? Let's do this. So, okay, let's do this. I got you. Check this out. This is Tank Davis, right? Let's go back to 2016. I got you. 2016. Wasn't that when he was on his way to a title fight? Tank Davis. So he wasn't worrying about no Lomachenko because he was on his way to a title fight. At 130. He knocked out Jose Pedraza in round 7. That I do know. So for 2017, you're talking about Leon Wash, Francisco Fonseca. Tank fought 3 times too in 2017, just like Lomachenko. So you go back over here to Lomachenko. He was fighting Jason Sosa. You know what I'm saying? He got into the championship game very early. Miguel Mariaga and Rigondeaux. I don't think he was looking for Tank around then. I don't think he was looking for Tank. Not off that competition. I don't think he was looking for Tank back then, bro. But, you know, it's a nice little, you know, crochet of names that you can kind of put some shit together if you know what you're doing. Make it look worth something. You know, Nicholas Warder coming out 26-0. That was his last fight prior to venturing to 2017 and fighting Jason Sosa. You know? But my whole point, let me put this up there. My whole point is, I really don't get how all of a sudden we're in a new year and you're talking about El Chin Checker himself, still undefeated, 30 victories in the game. And we have grown-ass men up here putting him in a dress. I don't get that. Like, if you don't like the fighter, just say you didn't like the fighter. Period. Just say you don't like the fighter. But to act like Lamont Roach is one of the worst opponents, bro, all because he has one loss. I mean, you got to look at how contradictory this is. Lomachenko loses to Orlando Salido, but Roach loses to Jamel Herring. And they never bring up Orlando Salido, but they'll bring up Gamboa when it comes to damn Crawford. I think it's a shade type of skin type when it comes to the criticism, because they refuse to bring up Orlando Salido, him losing in his second professional fight. They refuse to bring that shit up. But since Lamont Roach is fighting Tank, they want to bring up his first loss, not his win when he beat a common opponent of Tank. Not the fighter that he stopped too. Lamont Roach got a stoppage too, just like Tank. But see, when Tank fought Hector Luis Garcia, he wasn't fighting for his belt, because Garcia had moved up to face Tank. I guess they didn't like that either. They don't even give Lamont Roach credit for stopping Hector Garcia himself and taking his title in his weight division. Come on, man. How can you do him like that, man? I met Lamont Roach in person, man. He's a very solid cat, bro. But you know, I can't ask too many times over and over again. I already know what it is. We in this era right here, we have a lot of guys who, you know, they can't go a day without talking about the fighter they don't like and put some homosexuality into it. To come up here with a thumbnail with a dude in a dress. I don't see them doing non-black fighters of this consistency. Why not? Why aren't y'all doing this with non-black fighters the same rate that y'all do it with black fighters? You always put them in a dress. You always on some gay stuff. You put them in a frame with another black man. What does that turn y'all on? You get a rise out of doing that with fighters? It's a combat sport. Are y'all in the dominatrix or something? There's something going on where I think a lot of you niggas like to be beat on and shit by other dudes. Cause I just don't understand how this has to do with boxing. Like you're talking about Tank being one of the elite fighters in the sport, has knockout power. El Chin Checker. He's El Chin Checker. Pay-per-view. And you all are steadily crying about Lamont Roach like this dude is Abney Yildirim. Y'all up here acting like Lamont Roach is Rolly. Yeah, it's the same Rolly Romero that was gifted WBA, you know what I'm saying, title in Connecticut against Jackson Mariñez, totally gifted. And then gifted another one by Tony Weeks when he went in there against Barroso. And this dude was on camera talking about he's a 2-time champion. And the people that was around him, they didn't correct him at all. They say, yeah, why you think they take you, for granted, take you as a joke, Rolly? Why you think they be cracking jokes? I don't know. They know, I don't give a fuck about you, man. I'm special. I'm special. I wish I can go back to school and we can make mud pies in high school, and I can rub it all on my face and say, hey, look, y'all. I rub doo-doo on my face. I used to get a crack out of that. Oh, man. Just say dumb shit, bro. Hey, look what I got out the toilet. It's doo-doo again. I love caca. I love putting caca on my face. Yeah. I mean, they'll sit up there and let Rolly get away with all that dumb shit. And they would just hype it up and hype it up. I've never seen them put Rolly in a dress, though. Has Rolly been in a dress? Has T.O. been in a dress yet? I did see somebody put Devin Haney on a frame before. But what's up with all these fighters? I haven't seen Bam Rodriguez. I guess he ain't in your bad graces yet. We got to wait for Bam to do something that they don't like. They probably wouldn't even care. Hey, I bet they don't put Monster in a dress. I bet they don't put him in a dress. I guarantee you that. They're not going to put him in a dress now. They ain't going to put Mario Barrios in a dress. Stampionis, I know they ain't going to put him in a dress now. Sebastian Fundora, you seen him in a dress? Sergey Burchuk? Tim Tszyu? Have you seen them in a dress? They probably scared shitless to put Crawford in a dress. You seen Dmitry Bivol or Artur Beterbiev in a dress? You seen Belanga? Magia? Ryder? Golovkin? Usyk? Fury? I mean, why they didn't put Fury in the dress? He's the one that was on camera giving Stefan Safari a wet one. The referee called him for fighter's instruction. And he just, Stefan Safari just leaned his head back, chin up. And Tyson just kissed him right in the goddamn lips, boy. Saliva exchange, everything. Tyson Fury has a part of Stefan Safari, and Stefan Safari has a part of Tyson Fury. Don't say I'm talking some gay shit, because I sat up here and just told you that's what happened in front of millions. He kissed that man, and they still didn't put him in a dress. Kissed him in the lips, and they didn't put Fury in a dress. Man, they have their type, man. They're a bunch of cowards, bro. They're a bunch of cowards. They want to sit up here and talk about how gay Tank is. And they don't care about none of these, these fighters' kids. And then when the fighters respond on X, yeah, they select to entertain these cats on X. That's why I see some of these dudes just constantly, vilifying them on X, saying just crazy shit out their mouth. I mean, you got to be cut from, you got to have thick skin going over there to X, because the comments that you see has nothing to do with boxing. You just have people that would never say that to these fighters' faces. They wouldn't say it. period. But I'm going to leave it like that. Let me get to this chat one more again. As far as putting Tank in a dress, all I can say is people don't see the world as is if they see it as they are. I mean, I think people don't see the world as it is. They see it as they are. I get you. I understand. I understand. Shout out to the OG Mr. Golden in the building. Bud Gunstock Cano, salute. But hey, where is... Oh, shout out to MKB, man. I thought you was in here. Shout out to Monte King Boxing in the building. Salute to you, brother. But man, we'll definitely come back on here. I don't know if it's going to be today, but definitely drop back through. I didn't want to take too long. I'm sitting in my hour and a half, but I did want to make a point about, I'm not trying to, I know I can't stop it, but it's just unfortunate that, you know, we have the same thing that's going on. You see LA burning to the ground, right? I mean, it's a fire going on again over there. I don't know what demons or what ominous presence has been lurking over there, but somehow 2025, good Lord. But this stuff with putting black fighters in a dress, it needs to stop. Notice I didn't say it has to stop. Because if you say it has to stop, that means you're demanding them to be competent grown adults. I say it has to stop. You need to take in consideration your actions and say, you know what? I don't need to put any more black fighters in a dress. But soon as I shut it down, there's going to be somebody to do a thumbnail because they believe if I see it, it does something to me. It's not me. Like, it has nothing to do with me. I just don't understand why y'all put these fighters in a dress. What are you proving? You don't get any more out of it except the little clicks and views. And then you make yourself look a certain way by continuing to think your homoerotic message that you're trying to send out is not going unnoticed by the very same people that you support. If you support that acronym community, come on out fully and address it. Be free. Don't keep faking the funk and want to put it off on these other fighters and always telling other content creators to suck your D and do all this, and you know we get tired of hearing that over here. But it has to stop, bro, with this damn putting black fighters in dresses all the time over an opponent, over a picture that has nothing to do with you. I mean, like, you don't give a damn what he's doing with his daughters. You just look at it like, oh yeah, he had domestic. A lot of y'all niggas have had problems. Like, a lot of you cats has been in a situation where you was locked up and then y'all feel like y'all can relate to them. Oh yeah, they done took a L. Then I relate to them because I took a L too. They'll tell you all the shit the Tank done did. Like they haven't did anything. They busy in his IG. Now, what's crazy to me is listening to some of these cats highlight what Boxing Ego said. I don't know Boxing Ego like that. I know exactly who he is, but I don't know him like that. Whatever type of downtime he was on and he selected to express himself like that, look, I don't feel no type of way about what that man got going on. Me, people have heard me support the fighters that I support heavy. But you can't sit up here and use that D-Rod and shit with me. Because the very same people who have a problem with who you support in defense of who they support, what are you? If you have a problem with who I'm supporting heavy, but yet you on here rocking with another fighter, you just saying, oh, I'm a fan of the sport, not a fighter. No, you're a fan of the fighter because you are willing to go life and limb, do or die to defend them through thumbnails and to call people out as to why you disagree with this fighter. But yet other people who rock with their fighter heavy. This is boxing. Who's up here mandating how much time that you show love to a fighter? And just because you show love, what does that have to do with how you feel about another man? This is a male-dominated sport. I'm not up here to goddamn be a counselor to these niggas for real. Because they've been out of control for a long time, man. Very immature. You would think there'd be a bit more, you know what I'm saying, understanding of what sport they're supporting, a male-dominated sport. So if you know that you're supporting males primarily, why are you going to make it about creating menages and shit? Grouping motherfuckers together and turn into something that is not. Keep it on boxing. Not talking about a situation that you wouldn't say to the person when you seen them at a fight card. I don't get the gay stuff with this. You know what I'm saying? Like spending so much time talking about what Ego said and always calling a dude gay. Now, after you call a nigga gay, right? What more is it to you? Like y'all mad at Ego for saying what he said. So how much happier are you? Are you feeling different? The man put the information out here in public. And you have dudes willing to take their time out their life to speak on a situation that they can't think for Ego. But all they're going to say is, yeah, man, we can tell you gay. This is the type of people who have kids. And they'll kiss their kid on the forehead. They'll give their daughters hugs. They'll tell them, hey, don't worry about nothing. They'll tell their daughter and their son, daughter and their son, you know, daddy got you. I'm going to make sure daddy got you. No one going to harm you. I'm going to make sure you protected. I love you. You know, you be showing all the affection the same as your son and your daughter. It's not like you're not going to show the same affection to your son. As a father, you're going to show affection to your kids equally, right? So if you kiss your daughter on the forehead, you're going to kiss your son on the forehead, right? See, it has some individuals on here that's very intimate in letting their kids know that, hey, daddy loves you. Daddy will always be here for you. They don't go around there saying, get away from me, man. Sissy ass nigga, get away from me, man. Yeah, you my son, but goddamn, don't think I'm gonna show you affection, man. You get soft doing that. You don't tell your daughter, bitch, get away from me. If I show you affection, you're gonna think every dude should show you affection. That's not the way you're supposed to be raised. I'm raising you to understand what the streets, the real life has outside these doors. I'm not gonna go around here and hug you when I come through the door like I'm happy to see you. I'm going out there to work to make sure you have a better living. That's where I'm at with it. That's my hugs. That's my kisses. I ain't coming in here showing you no affection. I seriously doubt that's the way it is, y'all. These dudes be up here trying to show all this love to their kid to let them know, hey, man, I got you to the end. I'm going to raise you in the way you should be raised. I'm going to make sure you understand the checks, the balances, the pros and cons of life. I'm going to do my damnedest to make sure you don't fall out. But they get on here and always talk about some gay shit. And you can't tell me some of these individuals' kids are old enough to be online and they hear that bullshit. I'm pretty sure there's been conversation that their kids had like, damn. I think differently about Pop. I came around Pop's live, man. He was up there talking some crazy shit about somebody. So I did my own research on that fighter. And I don't see where he at with it. Like, I asked some other people. They just don't know either. I'm trying to question why he's going. I want to ask him about it, but then he gonna know I'm paying attention and listening to his lives. You never should put some shit out here that your kids should be ashamed of if they was to find out it was you that was talking. They saw you out here on a live stream talking about another man that has family, but you telling them you're raising them in a certain way. So when they comes time for them to have their family, they should treat them like this. You should show love and affection. You should do this. But yet you out here calling another man, you know, putting him in the freaking dress. He has kids. But yet y'all want to say fuck the kids because he's sitting up here in the no. You keep on this spaghettification. You just damn winding all this shit up together, bro. You telling your family one thing and coming on here and you busy focused on homoerotic emasculation. That don't go together. I'm gonna be honest. That shit right there doesn't go together. Them cats be coming around with their kids and trying to be all lovey-dovey and say, yeah, daddy's here for you. Daddy's here. For real. Son, don't worry about it. Daddy got you. Your son never come to you crying because something on his mind. You ain't gonna push him off and say, get away from me with that gay shit, man. Be hard. Who talking shit? Be hard. That's not what you saying. At least that's not what how you supposed to handle it. You ain't shoving your daughter off. All because, you in one breath, you want to tell your friends, she's a daddy girl. I spoil her. She's a daddy girl. But then when she come, when she comes around you and shit, you up here talking about, hey man, don't ever do that. When we out in public, don't ever show affection to me because you letting your guard down, and you do that in the future, these guys may take advantage of you. Oh, like you do online, daddy? Like you be putting, I see your thumbnails like you put guys in dresses? Like you don't want me to go out here and live a double life? I'm telling you, man, these kids are smart, bro. I don't mean to bring nobody family into it, but y'all niggas up here tripping, bro. But shout out to the House of Shannon MF and Game, man. Y'all hold it down. Continue to support the channel. I appreciate you. Until next time, man, I'm out.